Hello, this is FurryMurry7, and this is part 3 of my video series on a beginner's guide to Dark Souls, sorcery style. Now, you will notice that this is a beginner's guide, so throughout the video I'm going to talk to you as if you're a beginner, as if you've never played this game before. So throughout the video I've included little annotations that you can click. Make sure your annotations are turned on. Just click those little pop-ups that come up and it'll allow you to skip over the next part. But be careful, make sure you don't click those things too much, because if you skip over the entire video you won't learn anything. And it's highly recommended that even if you think you know everything about this, I would urge you to watch the video anyway, because I talk about some useful information and some pretty important tips that will help you on your way. But even though this is a beginner's guide, there's quite a bit of stuff in here for advanced players as well, because this guide is actually more of a guide on how to twink your character. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with the World of Warcraft games, basically when you twink your character, that just means that you try to keep your level as low as possible, but at the same time you're trying to make your character as good as possible with weapons, armor, spells, talents, abilities, things like that. And so you'll actually notice that this is the third video, and so far up to now we haven't leveled anything. We haven't increased our level at all. We've gotten a very pretty cool set of mage gear with a brand new catalyst, a really decent set of armor. We've defeated Havel the Rock. We've defeated Black Knight. We've gotten two new spells that we've equipped, and we've done all of this stuff, and we're still basically the same level as when we started. Granted, we have actually put 1 point in strength, so that we could wear our armor and wield our new catalyst. But other than that, we haven't even leveled anything yet. And this is basically the way that we're going to go about this. We really don't need to put very many points in very many stats. As you'll be able to see throughout the video, you'll be able to, with the items that we're going to collect, you'll be able to pretty much beat the entire game easily at a maximum of level 19, maybe 15. You really, I know it sounds unbelievable, but with the stuff that we're going to be doing, you really won't need to level up very much. We're going to be getting some pretty cool stuff. So I actually haven't yet told you what the plan is. I probably should have told you that in the beginning. So I'm going to do it now. I'm going to lay out the entire plan of action of what we're going to be doing in these video series. I don't know how many videos I'm going to put in this series. It all depends. But here's what we're going to be doing. And I'm basically going to list it from start to finish. Even though you may have seen the other two videos already, I'm going to go over it again. I'm going to go from start to finish. So when you start the game, you start out with Sorcerer, Master Key, and then after you get out of the Undead Asylum, we go down to the Blight Town, and we get the Crimson Robe and the Tin Banishment Catalyst. After that, we go to the New Londo Ruins, buy the 2 spells. After we have that, then it's recommended that you take down Havel the Rock. It's not mandatory for this type of build that we're doing, but taking down Havel will make it easier for you to carry all of your stuff, at least until later on. Actually, believe it or not, Havel's Ring really isn't that important at all. Pretty soon here, with the equips that we're going to get, you'll be able to pretty much throw Havel's Ring in the garbage. Because we won't need it anymore, eventually. So, Havel, put 1 point in strength so that you could wield your new weapons and your armor. After that, you have to get your new spells by rescuing Griggs of Vinheim. Rescue him, buy his spells, and then buy his ring. The ring is the most important thing. After you do that, you're going to take your stuff and then go down to the Undead Asylum so that you can get the rusted iron ring, which is actually another optional thing. You don't need the rusted iron ring, but it helps for later on when you attack the Hydra and the golden crystal golem later on in the forest. And so rusted iron ring is recommended, but it's not mandatory. But what is mandatory is after that, you have to. It's recommended that you go down to Darkroot Basin, fight the Hydra, then fight the Golden Crystal Golem, so that you can get your iron, your ivory catalyst. Then, after that, you need to go down to the depths, get your pyro glove, so that you can get the combustion spell for melee attacks. Then, after that, you have to go all the way through. Make sure that you defeat the first boss, and after you get your Ulasile Ivory Catalyst, you'll be able to go down to Blighttown and easily defeat the boss there. So, and then after you do that, you'll be able to get into Sen's Fortress. You don't have to go all the way through Sen's Fortress if you don't want to, because our journey pretty much ends at the mage trainer there. I forgot his name. Big Hat Logan. So then you rescue Big Hat Logan, and you can buy your final spells, including the spell Homing Soul Mass. Homing Soul Mass is basically the ultimate goal of what we're doing here. Well, one of the ultimate goals. Homing Soul Mass is a very useful spell, both in PvE and in PvP. Now, if you played this game before, you more than likely know everything that I've been talking about. If you're still a beginner, then I probably lost you on some of this stuff. Don't worry, we will get to that eventually, I promise you. And I'll explain everything in more detail as we go along. But basically, in a nutshell, that is the plan of action of what we are doing here. That is the build. We need to put at least 18 points in intelligence. We need to have at least 5 or at least about five minimum attunement slots. So that's what we're going to do. So that basically was it. That was in the entire spiel of what this whole entire video series is about. So, without further ado, let's get started. Now, we will actually need to put some points in some stats. We won't be able to go around at level 4 forever, especially since we need at least a little bit more intelligence to be able to equip all the spells that we want to equip in this game. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to sit at the bonfire, level up. I'm going to put my intelligence all the way up to 18. We really don't need any more than 18 intelligence, because that's basically the max of what we want for all of our spells. The types of spells that we're going to equip require about 18 or so intelligence. That's about it. Now for attunement, you don't need to do anything with attunement just yet. We are going to level that up pretty soon, but you don't have to do that right now if you don't want to. Now, I explained this earlier in the first video, so if you didn't get it, go back, because I'm not going to explain all of the stats again in this video. That's just going to make it take too long. So, if you don't know about the stats, go back to the first video in the series and then watch it. But just quickly recap what I said earlier. Intelligence and attunement are the two main stats you're going to put. Intelligence increases your magic adjust, which basically increases your attack power for most types of catalyst. The Ulasile Ivory catalyst is not based on intelligence. It does not scale with intelligence. So that's why we really don't need to put very much intelligence, because our goal is to get the Ulasile Ivory. Now, attunement increases the number of spells you can have equipped at any one time. Right now, I only have about 3 attunement slots right now. If I were to put some more points in attunement, I could increase it all the way up to 5. But I'm not going to do that just yet. I don't really need to. I'm going to save my points. You really do need to save your points, because because you really are going to need it later on. Now, I wonder if I need fire bombs and throwing knives. I use up almost all of my fire bombs fighting Havel. I only have 3 left, but that's okay. I really don't need fire bombs. I'll leave it alone. So now, what we need to do now is fight the area boss so we can get the heck out of here. Perfect. I'll switch to my tin banishment, and I will go. Now, if you want, you can try to summon other people. If you know everything about summoning, then go ahead. I am going to actually talk about summoning later on in this video, so it won't be a problem. But if you want to, you can summon other people with those summon signs. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to do it by myself. I don't really need to summon other people. And also, I want to be able to take my time and explain things as we go along. And, that would be kind of rude to do that to somebody that I just summoned. So, there's that. I'm not going to explain very much about this part of the area, because I already did that in the last video. This guy has something. What is it? Yeah, it's a fire bomb. We needed that. Okay. Wood. Okay. I don't think there's anybody in there. We already covered that already. We're gonna go up here and get that archer so that he doesn't take care of us. There we are. Get the archer. And now we'll get these guys. Yeah, and they only take 1 hit to die. Remember last time when it took like 2 hits to kill these guys? Now it's only 1, because we put those points in intelligence. Be careful of this guy. When you first came through here, he wasn't going to run after you. But every subsequent time you come through here, he's going to chase you. Now, we already beat the Black Knight. If you didn't beat that guy that's down this hallway, go back to my last video and watch it. How to beat that guy. Okay. So now we're going to go up here. One of these, it's not this one. It's the next one. It's a good idea that whenever you come across barrels, roll into them. Now, we're actually approaching a very weird type of enemy called a crystal lizard. These things drop twinkling titanite. Now, as soon as we see, and now we're going to break open these barrels. It's hiding inside these barrels right here. We're going to roll into these barrels, and as soon as we see it, we're going to lock on and attack it with soul arrows. Attack it as fast as you can, because if you don't attack it fast enough, it will disappear, and then you'll have to go back to a bonfire to respawn it. So, there it is. Crystal Lizard. Lock onto it. Tag it. Yay! And we got 2 Twinkling Titanite and 1 Titanite chunk. Perfect. And that's what you do. It's a good idea that whenever you see a cluster of breakable objects, roll into them. You should always make a habit of rolling into breakable objects. Sometimes you'll encounter breakable objects that actually have items hidden in them or under them, and so it's a good idea to do that. Also, another good idea is to never just run straight ahead. Whenever you get into a new area, always survey the area and look at what you can do. This is actually the boss fight right here. This is the area where we fight the boss. But before we fight it, we're going to take care of these archers up here. Be very careful not to go too far over there, because if you go too far, the boss will fight you, and then it'll be too late. So we're going to go up here and take care of these archers. If you engage the boss without killing these guys, they will shoot you while you're fighting, and you will die. So, you don't want that. Do that. Now that they're taken care of, you can enjoy the beautiful view from the top of here if you want. It looks amazing. I'll let you do that on your own time. Make sure you refill up on Estus Flask. And switch to your Sorcerer's Catalyst. If you stay on the Tin Banishment Catalyst, it won't do very much. The Tin Banishment Catalyst does a little bit less damage than the Sorcerer's Catalyst. So make sure you always stick with your Sorcerer's Catalyst when you want to fight with ranged attacks. So, approach slowly. There he is. Lock onto him as fast as you can, and then shoot soul arrows. If he gets too close to you, roll backward. Damn it. I almost killed him. Okay. That was not supposed to happen, by the way. But I kind of ran out of the room to go. I ran out of room to go back. I think what happened is I got a little bit too excited with the heavy soul arrow. So we're gonna try that again. Okay. We're gonna try that again. These guys will actually follow you out if you ignore them, so try not to ignore them. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. Okay. Alright. We're collecting a lot of items that we'll never be able to use. It is impossible to sell items, at least until later on. You can't sell the items for souls until you get the Lord Vessel. So, for now, when you get items, just throw them away. You'll be able to buy... If you went back to the Undead Merchant back there, you can buy what's called a bottomless box, and it allows you to store extra items at your bonfire. I don't really need a bottomless box right now. I'm just fine. The crystal lizard. The crystal lizards do not respawn. After you kill one and get the titanites, that is the end. See? No more crystal lizards. So, I'm gonna refill on us this flask. Try this. I'm normally able to beat this guy. I don't know what the heck happened. I think I was just doing the heavy soul arrows too much. And it wasn't giving me very much time. Because the heavy soul arrows have a fairly large cast time. So, I'm gonna learn my lesson. I'll lead with a heavy soul arrow, and then I'll just do normal soul arrows. Okay. So here we go. Okay, we got him. And that's it. Make sure you remember to kill those archer guys on the roof before you go forward. Humanity and homeward bone. Perfect. Now that that is done, we can continue forward. And there actually is another item back here. So now that he's dead, our goal is to... Now we have to rescue... We have to rescue Griggs of Vinheim from the lower ended Burg so that we can get his ring, because the ring is the most important thing right now. So, let's get started. After we fight the boss, we're gonna go over here. I'm gonna refill on Estus flask just in case something happens. Now, before we go over here, first we're going to go over here and talk to this guy. Don't accidentally attack him. That will not be very good. Talk to him.
I am now that you no need to hide yourself.
And you have to talk to him again. And then when he asks
I have
the question, you have to say yes.
the way I in a land. So what?
And say yes again.
Displeasing.
And then he gives you a white sign soapstone. Now you can use this to get summoned into other people's worlds.
We are amidst straight the flow.
To use the white sign soapstone,
but I, if
you can assign it to your hotkey just like a normal usable item. It's under your list of usable items. It might appear near the top of your list. There's white sign soapstone. When you do that, it leaves a soapstone sign on the ground so other people can summon you into their world. I'm going to cancel this right now. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about summon signs later on. Not right now. I'm going to do that a little bit later on. Our goal is actually to get inside this door right here. But it's locked. We need to get the key. It's called the basement key. So we need to get the key, then we can go through the door. It's actually quite a... It's not that long ways away from here. Anyway, when you get here, you need to be careful. Because as soon as you step through this threshold, a dragon is going to come and shoot a whole bunch of fire at you, and it might kill you. So, what I suggest is keeping your shield up, and then try rolling out of the way of the fire. As soon as you see the dragon overhead. You'll see it's, you kind of hear it. Oh my god. That is insane. And there it is. There's the dragon. Now, he's actually going to sit right there until you kill him. But we have to walk toward him. Now, the fire breath that he shoots out can kill you in one hit. Now, the way you have to do this is, you have to go slow. If you make any sudden movements, he's going to shoot his fire at you. He's very... how do you say that? He's very nervous, I suppose you could say. So go slow. Don't roll, don't run. Just go slow. Go slow and he'll leave you alone. Now, if any of these guys dropped an item right here, right in front of you, you can go ahead and pick up the item if you want. What we have to do right now is walk very slowly up and then go in here. And there we go. Now we're out of harm's way of the fire. He won't be able to get us now. So the dragon is just fine. Now before you go any further, make sure you go down here, and then kick the ladder. There'll be a prompt for kick ladder. Bam! After you kick the ladder, you can climb down. Whee! And it brings us all the way back down here. We've opened up a shortcut that we can use, and it brings us all the way back to here. That's pretty cool. And you can actually use this to get quite a bit of experience points too. You can actually... I'm going to actually show you a pretty nice way you can get some free experience points early on with the game. Rest of the bonfire. It only works if you've unlocked this ladder shortcut right here. Go up here. You're actually going to kill those enemies above you with the dragon. You're going to use the dragon to shoot fire at you, but instead of hitting you, it's going to hit all the other enemies. So, we're going to go up here, and we're going to run. Okay, once we go up here, we're going to run around, and then we're going to go back inside, and the dragon's going to shoot fire. Did it shoot fire yet? Not yet. Okay, well, make him shoot fire. He's shooting fire yet? Nope. You don't want to be out when he shoots the fire at you. There we are. See, there we go. 555 experience points. Because all those guys are dead now. Yay. So, and you can do that as many times as you like. In fact, for good measure, let's do that one more time. Because it's fun. You can do that as many times as you like. And you don't have to worry about dying as long as you get underground before the fire gets to you. We're going to do that one more time. We're going to go up and then run out. Make sure you're sprinting. Like we said before, sprint out and then run back down before the fire gets to you. And bam, 555 experience. And this is a great way to get experience points early on in the game. So, that's pretty fun. And make sure you remember that for later on, because that's one of the things you can do to get you some more experience points. So, right after that, you gotta head underneath the bridge. I'm gonna get out my tin banishment catalyst. You don't have to worry about the dragon, because the dragon won't be able to get to you under the bridge. Fire off these enemies. Make sure you don't fall off. You gotta traverse the outside of these bridges very carefully. So make sure you don't fall off. Now, when you get to the next part with these rats, you got to hold up your shield and wait until they attack you. Immediately after they hit your shield, hit them with the tin banishment. That's a great tactic that you should learn if you don't know it already. As soon as they hit your shield, hit them. because when they hit your shield, they'll kind of bounce, kind of stagger back a little bit, and then they'll kind of be bounce back a little, and that'll be the great time to hit him with the 10 banishment. Now, sometimes these rats actually drop experience, so make sure you look after you kill them. Make sure you look and make sure that they drop see if they drop experience. These ones haven't dropped experience yet, but that's all right. Now, up these stairs is another Black Knight. You don't need to go up there yet. At least not until you get your new spells. So, for now, just continue on. There'll be a guy to your right. You can kill him if you want. Behind you is the gate to the dragon. We're actually going to kill that dragon fairly soon. But for now, we'll just continue on. Now, when you get in, as you approach the room, you'll notice that there's a Fang Boar right there. That guy is tough. He kind of paws his hooves, and then he charges at you like a bull. And he does a lot of damage. So you want to be very, very careful. You'll need to keep your distance. But don't attack him head on. What you need to do is inch forward very slowly, very carefully, until that other guy sees you and starts walking toward you. Notice how he's walking toward me right now? Just stay there, don't go ahead any further, and lure them out one at a time. That's the best way to take care of these enemies. You'll notice that throughout this game that it's not always the best idea to just rush in. You should lure enemies out. Now to your right is going to be another guy right there. We want to lure him out as well. So walk forward until he sees you. As soon as he sees you, move back, so that you don't end up accidentally aggroing the Fang Boar. Let him walk up to you, and then you can attack him. Alright, now that he's dead, we're going to slowly go up. You can use your fire bombs if you want. I don't have very many fire bombs. You don't really need fire bombs as long as you have plenty of soul arrows and heavy soul arrows, but you're only going to use the soul arrow. Don't try to use the heavy soul arrows while he's charging at you, because he's way too fast. As soon as he sees you, you need to run backward and roll back as soon as he starts getting close to you. Dang, that guy, oh my god. That guy takes a lot of hits. And then move backward, and then he should, once you can move back far enough, he should turn around and start going the other way. And just spam attack him while he's going the other way until he notices you again. And then he'll run up to you. Right before he gets up to you, you should try to roll back. Now, while he's walking away from you, you can cast the heavy soul arrows. But when he sees you, you shouldn't be trying to heavy soul arrow him. That guy actually, oh god. That is terrible. Okay. He's almost dead. Just keep drinking your... Remember to keep drinking your Estus Flask whenever you notice your health getting low. And there he is. And you get a Fang Boar helm when you pick up the thing, I believe. You don't have to... you don't have to wear it just yet. I think it will get a little bit too heavy for you. I'm just going to keep on wearing my regular pointy hat. So anyway, we'll continue on forward. And there's some archers that are going to shoot at you. You have to make sure you get them. Remember what we talked about earlier, about trading shots with arrows. Don't attack until the arrow hits your shield. And that'll help prevent you from getting hit. Alright. Now you will notice that this gate is blocked. The guy ran past it and is blocking you in, but that's okay. You'll be able to open that gate soon enough, and it'll provide a valuable shortcut. But for now, we're going to run back and get another item. We gotta kill this guy first. Alright. Now that he's taken care of, I'm gonna... See, there's nothing over here. Okay. I just had to check anyway. It's a good idea to always check every nook and cranny for items, because sometimes items are hidden the most... They hide these items in the most unobvious of places. So, do that. So now we're going to go down here, and when you get down here, there'll be a guy that's going to try to run away from you and lure you away. But we're not going to let that happen. We'll just give him a soul arrow. Perfect. Now be careful, because as soon as you cross that threshold, the guy is going to come out and hit you. You need to be careful of ambushes like that. You need to get into the habit of taking it slow. Don't just rush into an area. When you get into a new room that you've never seen before, take the time to look all the way around the room. Up, down, the walls, to the sides. Look all the way around the room and make sure that there's nothing... that there's no nasty surprises waiting for you, because they do that a lot in this game. Ambushes and unexpected, stuff waiting for you around corners, and so it's a good idea to make sure that you do that. Alright, now if we go over here, there's a key waiting for us. You may have to do melee attacks on these picnic tables to get past them. And then you can grab the key. Now this key is actually not the same type of... is not the key for the door that we saw earlier. That's a different key. This mystery key that we have now, that is a key that we will probably not use until my next video. We won't need to use that right now. But for now, I'm going to switch to my Tin Banishment Catalyst, because there's more enemies waiting for me at the top. It may get a little difficult to fight more than one enemy at once. Okay, now, there's an item around over there, and you have to traipse across these balance beams. Now, this is a pretty easy one, because if you fall, it won't kill you. This is not a high enough fall to kill you. So, this is a great time to practice your balancing. If you're not very good at balancing, this is a great area for you to practice on. Try practicing until you get good at balancing while going at a steady pace. There's really nothing in these barrels, but you should really get into the habit of breaking barrels open whenever you see breakable objects. Roll into them, because sometimes there's items hidden in or under the barrels that are not visible at a glance. So, you should make sure you get into the habit of doing that. And as you can see, we're passing over the same spot that we were at before. And we're going to continue... first we're going to go this way. Switch to my catalyst. Now that guy is one of those a little bit tougher knights that has a little bit more HP and does more damage. So we're going to use the heavy soul arrow against him. Alright. And we're going to get this item. It's a Knight Shield. Now, if you want to equip the Knight Shield, I suppose you can. There really is no benefit. I don't think so, because the Heater Shield is actually, in my opinion, better than the Knight Shield. You'll see that the Heater Shield, if I can bring it up here and compare the two items. Now you can compare these, and the Knight Shield actually, you can see, has a lower fire resistance, lower lightning resistance, and it's heavier. Other than that, it's the same as a Heater Shield. I mean, they both have 100% physical damage resistance. And the Heater Shield has more durability points and is lighter. So, the Heater Shield is better, in my opinion. You will notice that the Knight Shield has a little bit higher physical attack damage, but that only applies if your shield is equipped in your right hand and you're using it as a melee weapon, which you should not be doing. You should not be using shields as melee weapons. You should be having catalysts in your right hand. I accidentally forgot to equip soul arrow, so I wasted a heavy soul arrow on this guy. But that's okay. That's fine. And now we are going to go down here. Now, when you get to this area, there's two enemies. There's going to be one on your left and one on your right. Now, the enemy that's on your right is closer than the one on your left. So I recommend, immediately after you emerge from here, go to your right and try to kill that guy as fast as possible. Because as soon as you get out here, they're both going to see you. Get out and try to kill that guy as fast as possible. The guy on your left is one of those tougher knights. So you really should try to give yourself as much room as possible. And dodge out of there if you can. So as soon as that other guy dies, roll away and try to give yourself some space. Alright, perfect. That was a little bit tough, but that's fine. Remember to roll out, and that's why your speed is important. It's important to have your speed. We're not going to go down there just yet. We'll go downstairs first. And make sure you give this area a wide berth right here, because if you hug the wall to your right, an enemy is going to run out and attack you, and you may not even see him run out. So just go along this ledge and then drop down the stairs so you can get this guy. That's the guy that ran out of here earlier. And you can pick up the key. Yay, this is the basement key. This is the key we've been looking for the entire time. This is the key that unlocks the door to the lower Undead Burg. Now that we have the key, we can actually go down there and get our spells. If you want to, you could go down there now, but I would recommend that we first go to the bonfire. There's actually a bonfire not too far from here. You know what? I think I'm actually just going to kill this guy now, so that I don't have to worry about him. I probably should have just left him alone, but I'll just kill him. Alright, perfect. And if you look further in, you'll see that all the way in the back of the room, there's a big giant black knight. He doesn't look giant from here, because he's too far away, but he's giant. So, don't go in there just yet. First, we're going to get to that bonfire. So, let's go over here. Make sure you don't fall off the bridge, otherwise you'll die. And here's another part where you have to trade shots with an archer. The archer is the one way in the back. Remember what we said earlier. Don't fire your soul arrow until immediately after the arrow hits your shield. And then shoot. Now, some of these guys will try to use Estus flasks. Alright, he's dead. And now, I will fight him. And there it is. Now, inside the church there is an enemy that we don't need to fight right now. For now, let's just get to the bonfire as fast as possible before something happens. So let's run all the way in here. And we're going to go down these stairs. And here it is. Now, if you don't know about kindling bonfires, make sure you go back to my previous video and watch it, because it teaches you how to everything about bonfires. But we're gonna light it, and then we're gonna kindle this bonfire. You're gonna need at least two. You're gonna need at least 2 humanity. One to make yourself human, and another to kindle. So go ahead and reverse the hollowing if you're not already human. If you're already human, you can just go ahead and kindle the flame. But I died earlier. So... Alright. And kindle, so that we can get 10 Estus Flasks. If you don't kindle the bonfire, you won't be able to get 10 Estus Flasks. You only get 5. Okay. Now that that is done, if you go out here, this is actually the entrance to Sen's Fortress. We will actually be going in here in one of my future videos. Actually, it's going to be very soon. I'm not going to go over there now. And if you go downstairs, there's a blacksmith here. He can repair your armor, he can repair your weapons, and he can even upgrade your weapons and armor. You can actually upgrade part of your armor right now. You can use your Twinkling Titanite to upgrade. I would recommend upgrading either your torso or your legs. Those are the things that you're going to keep. Don't upgrade your hat, because you're just going to get rid of it. Don't upgrade your shield either, because you're going to get a better shield. Now, if you go down here, there's some little mini-boss that shoots lightning at you. Don't fight him just yet. You're not equipped yet. You need to get your high-level spells. That's what we're going to get ready to do now. We're going to get our high-level Great Soul Arrow and Great Heavy Soul Arrow, and we're going to get those. So, we're going to go back. Now, we are going to try to fight that Black Knight right now, because we want to open up the shortcut. You don't have to. If you don't feel like going into the church and fighting the Black Knight, you can just skip ahead to rescuing Griggs of Vinheim, because we gotta rescue him from the lower Undead Burg. But if you feel up to the challenge of taking on the Black Knight, we can do that. We can do that now. Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. They had a little bit of a problem with the game, but it's all finished now. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go in here and defeat that Black Knight, but you can always do that later after you get your better spells. If you feel more comfortable getting your good spells first, go ahead and skip ahead to Griggs of Vinheim. So I'm gonna go in here. I'm gonna switch to the heavy soul arrow, and there he is. Now this guy is actually pretty slow. And he's trying to drink a Estus Flask. Alright, there he is. I actually defeated him rather easily, because, yeah, he was drinking Estus Flask, but once he starts chasing you, it's good to switch from the heavy soul arrow back to the regular soul arrow, because then you can roll out of the way when he attacks. So I'm going to pick up the item. It's a Titanite Shard. You can use that to upgrade some of your equipment. So, but the reason why I wanted to fight him is because so I can go in here unhindered. Now, stick to the right of this area, because if you look up there, there's actually another mage up there. Hello, friend. He's a mage, like me. Yeah, I kind of feel sorry that I have to kill him, because it's a mage. But it's okay. But you don't want to, I suppose you could right now if you wanted, but it's better if you get your better spells first. So I'm going to go over and pillage this course and get the Firekeeper Soul. The Firekeeper Soul we're going to use to reinforce our Estus Flasks. We don't have to use that just yet. For now, it's best if we run over and we activate this little elevator right now. And this elevator will actually takes us to Firelink Shrine. This actually activates a shortcut. So that way we can go from Firelink Shrine directly to the Undead Parish whenever we want. See, it's the Firelink Shrine. And we're back here with that guy. Remember him? Just the stairs from Firelink Shrine, and that'll bring you over to the elevator. Alright, so we're gonna go back up. We don't need to go to Firelink yet. But we need to activate this thing so that we can get back here in a hurry. Now, if you were gonna get... Now it's time to get Griggs of Vinheim. Now, if you skipped over this part... Of course, you obviously wouldn't be able to hear this, but... if you skipped over this part, you would be activating this elevator after you rescue Griggs of Vinheim. Okay, we got all that. I got 5 heavy, so... I don't need to restock my heavy soul arrows. We can just go. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. Is he gonna chase us? No, I don't think so. He's fine. From there. Okay. So... we're going to go over here. Did we get that item earlier? I don't think we did. Let's go get it. Let's fight this guy first. Alright, now that he's taken care of, what's this item finally? It's a halberd. Oh. That's another thing we'll never use. It is actually, yeah, that's one thing we'll never use. We'll have to do that eventually. So now, we're gonna go back where we can destroy Griggs. Yeah, I can. Pretty cool. I wasn't expecting that. Cool. Okay. I was not expecting that at all. Okay, let's go over here. Beat you guys. Play the hollow soldier sealed. Now, these shields. One of these shields will actually come in handy. Not for using. If we actually get that far, we can turn these shields into a crystal ring and our window. But we don't need to worry about that just now. Go down here. Fight the rats, just like the we talked about earlier. And they didn't drop it. But okay. We don't need it. We're gonna dispose of that guy. Is the dragon up there? We'll actually be able to kill him right after we get our new spells. Alright, perfect. We'll just go along here. Be very careful. You know, I think just for fun, let's kill this guy. Yay! 5. Experience. Let's go back. We're going to go now. Wait, before we go, actually, let's restock. We don't have to restock. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine just like this. Now, remember to go slow, so we don't. That was supposed to happen. Okay. Dang it. Yep. I did that. Now that I think about it, it might have been a good idea to rest at that bonfire. I don't know why I got aggroed like that. I have no idea where. Listen, but who knows? The way it's supposed to be, if you slow, you'll be able to run across with no problem. I should have had my shield held up and block it with my shield. That's a good idea. Okay. Whoops. That way I don't get that guy's attention. Just move. Hollow soldier waistcloth. I really don't need that at all. I don't think. Okay. After we get what we need, you won't have to fire 2 soul arrows to kill anyone anymore. People will die only 1 hit if you are, if they're not blocked. Notice by now that when they are using their shields to block, that they take from your hits. I know it seems kind of, fundamental, but that's what's happening there. You attack them and they only do 4 damage. That's because they're not currently hitting their block buttons. Alright. Now, we're going to try this again, but this time, just in case something happens, we're going to do the bonfire first. Not being a very good teacher. I should teach you to always do the bonfire. That way, if something happens, you'll always be able to go back and try it again. That is what we are going to do. We're going to go back. Because there's really nothing you can do to prevent him from shooting fire at you. I mean, to make it so that it's impossible for him to shoot fire. Really nothing you can do about that. Therefore, to reduce the risk. To reduce your risk of getting hurt, but nothing you can do to actually to make it so that it's impossible to shoot at you. I'm gonna pull up my shield. And I lost all of the experience I saved. This is difficult. Really needed those experience too. But this time. This thing is getting impossible. Okay, I have an idea. I'm going to make him shoot fire like I did last time. This time, right after he's done, I'm gonna run across. Okay, that's what I'll do. Across right after it. That way it'll reduce it. Where's my green thing? There it is. As soon as the fire... Yay! It worked! Okay, so I'm gonna open this key. Now, the hard part is pretty much over, I think. So, after you get across here, we're going to go downstairs, slide all the way down. And now, once you get in here, we're gonna open up another shortcut. Look at all these shortcuts we've been opening up. It's pretty cool. Yeah. As you play through this game, you realize that this whole game is basically just made entirely of shortcuts. We're gonna kill these things so they don't follow us down. Oh my god. Okay, they're dead. So they're not gonna follow us. Okay, perfect. That's taken care of. We're gonna very carefully, so that we don't fall, go over here and down here. If you don't fall off the edge. And now, stand at the top of this stair and hold out your spear. Hold out your shield. And then immediately after those dogs hit you, hit them. Just stand there until all three of them are dead. Because you don't want these guys to hit you. Now there's one more. I know that there's at least three of them. You may be, now when you first get down here, you may be able to see them and you may not be able to see them. It all depends on where they are at the moment, because they wander around randomly. But I know at least one more. I'm not going to venture out until I get them, because these things can kill you if they hit you enough times. So, there he is. Oh my god, he moves pretty fast. What the heck is he doing? Okay. One over here. Perfect. And now, we can go and free Griggs of Vinheim. Make sure you don't walk too far out, otherwise you'll get ambushed by a whole bunch of zombies. No, not in here. Here.
Somebody! Please, somebody, and help me.
Alright.
I'm feeling how did
I'm not going to... You can listen to this guy's dialogue. Then, after we talk to him,
Brilliant, thank you.
and he tells you that he's really happy and all that stuff. Talk to him again
hello,
to use
I'm-
up all
I
his
have- besides-
dialogue, just in case.
Oh, hello, I'm fine. I have my...
And
Besides,
then, after that, you don't have to do this because you already have this stuff. But if you roll into these barrels, make sure you don't use your weapon. The barrels. Roll into them. And then you can get this, all this stuff. A whole set of sorcerer armor and sorcerer's catalyst. But you already have all that stuff, so you don't really need it. So, he tells you he's in Firelink Shrine. And that's where he'll be. So we're gonna go fire shrine immediately. We're gonna go right now, and we're going to go get this stuff. And so we're gonna go back to Firelink Shrine. Now, there's actually a couple ways you can get to Firelink Shrine from here. You can go through the shortcut that we saw earlier. Or, if you actually did not stop at the bonfire in the Undead Burg, you can just use your homeward bone to warp back to the Undead parish. Use the homeward bone to warp back to Undead parish, and then go through the elevator you went through earlier. And that's how we will get there. I'm actually... I don't want to go through the, I don't want to go through the dragon all over again, so I'll just... I'll just use this shortcut. And get to Firelink Shrine that way. Okay. I hate that I lost all those experience earlier, but I'll be fine. I'll be just fine. Okay. Oh, I didn't even drop a humanity. Cracked round shield. Okay. Kill all these guys. Perfect. Okay. A Firelink Shrine, and there he is. Griggs of Vinheim.
Oh, hello. I regret meeting. At least we incidentally.
Now, it's very important
Of course, we
when
will
you talk to him, you say yes,
Splendid. I am... Well then.
And then you can purchase stuff from it. And if you look, holy moly, look at all that stuff. Soul Arrow, Heavy Soul Arrow, Great Soul Arrow, a whole bunch of stuff. The Great Heavy Soul Arrow is the one of the important things you're going to want to buy. Also, the Great Soul Arrow is good, very good, especially if you want to use it as a replacement for the normal Soul Arrow. The great thing about the Great Soul Arrow is that the Great Soul Arrow does more damage than a regular Soul Arrow, but it has the same casting speed as the regular Soul Arrow. So, that's amazing. So it's a great replacement for the Soul Arrow. The only thing it only has 20 uses. So, if you want to use this as your main attack, you're going to want to double up. You'll get a chance to buy another Great Soul Arrow later on. There's that. And then the other thing you're going to want to buy is the Bellowing Dragoncrest Ring. This is why you need to save up your experience points. It costs 20,000 souls. I know that sounds like a lot, but there actually are ways in which you can get that amount of souls quickly. One is by using that easy soul farm I told you about earlier with the dragon. That gives you 555 souls each. That is one way to get it. But another way is to get summoned into other players' worlds and help them try to defeat the area boss. That's another way you can do it. Let's see, what do I have enough points to buy? I can't really buy anything, do I? Can I? Heavy and Great Soul Arrow. Great Heavy.
Goodbye.
So,
then. Do stay safe.
So, I am actually going to leave you with a little bit of homework. I need to...
hello.
I
Myself.
can't actually continue with my video series until I buy all of this stuff. Until I buy the Great Soul Arrow, the Great Heavy Soul Arrow, and the Bellowing Dragoncrest Ring. Then we can continue. You don't have to buy the Lingering Dragoncrest Ring. That is not going to be an issue. Unless you want this guy to go hollow later on and continue with his quest line, but that's not really what we're need to do right now, and you have plenty of time to do that. But must-have things is the Bellowing Dragoncrest Ring and the basically it, and the Great Heavy Soul Arrow. Great Heavy Soul Arrow, you're gonna need that. You don't really need this other stuff. You can have fall control. If you want fall control. Oral Decoy doesn't do very much. Magic Weapon cannot be used on catalysts. And,
Goodbye then. Do
So,
stay safe.
So that's it. So I'm actually going to show you about getting summoned into other players' worlds.
Oh, hello. Well, you... myself?
I'm gonna run out. No purchase that.
Goodbye then.
Oh,
Do
and
stay
also,
safe.
I forgot to say, you can also use your Firekeeper Soul. Don't forget that Firekeeper Soul. Come down here and use a Firekeeper Soul. You give it to this girl. Reinforce Estus flat. Yes. And then, as you look at the bottom, it says Estus Flask +1. That means that, Flask basically means that, you will recover more health when you're flat. That's what that means. So, you know, I think we're gonna come over here, and I'm going to tell you everything you need to know about summoning Because I still haven't talked about that yet. I'm really in no condition to be fighting bosses right now, but it's okay. We've a great heavy soul arrow. I wasn't planning on dying that time, so I'm kind of being put on the spot. So, here's what you need to know. Remember, when you are human, when you are in human form, players can invade your world. Your human form, you can also summon other players to your world, fight the boss, or to help you do whatever. It's mainly to help you fight the boss, because basically the way it works is an area is open for PvP if you have not defeated the area boss yet. So, if the boss, I will not be able to summon other player into my world, the Undead, and I also won't be able to be invaded. So if you don't like being invaded, you can defeat the boss. And that'll actually be a kind of a nice way of getting a very nice way of getting experience. However, if you like getting invaded and you like playing PvP, you don't need to defeat the boss just yet. Now, I will tell you about getting summoned. When you get summoned into another player's world, basically it automatically means that that player has not defeated the area boss yet. So, basically your job is to help that person beat the boss and to help keep that person alive. When you get summoned into another player's world, you will not be able to use Estus Flask. You also can't use an Estus Flask when you invade another player's world. Basically, the rule is you can only use Estus Flask if you're in your own world. Now, to use the white sign soapstone, a good tip is to go to your equipment and make sure that the white sign soapstone is equipped in one of your item slots. That way you can get to your white sign soapstone directly from your quick menu. And then to place the sign, you should go somewhere where a lot of people meet. Now in the Undead Parish, I can place my sign right here. Okay. Now I don't think I was clear earlier, but after I defeat the boss in the Undead Parish, then I won't be able to get invaded while I'm in the Undead Parish. If I go to a different area, like the Undead Burg, or if I go down to the lower Undead Burg, or anywhere else, and if I'm in human form, I can get invaded. But you can only get invaded if someone is within your level range. Thus, the twinking. So, that is what I would do. I would put my sign down here, and then I would wait for someone to summon me. Now, I'm actually kind of a low level right now. I'm only level 7. I might not be summoned very easily. So what I can do is I could put some points in attunement. Because I was going to put some points in attunement anyway, because of the extra spells I was getting from Griggs of Vinheim. So, I could put some points in attunement and increase my level up to 10 or so. And that will make it easier for other people to see my summon. Because when you're trying to get summoned, other people who are outside of your level range won't even be able to see your summon sign. So, at least as far as I know, that's how it works. So if you aren't able to get summoned, then... Oh, wow, it worked! Cool. So if you aren't able to get summoned, that's a thing you should watch out for. But it worked. So, okay, well, looks like the person who summoned me is gonna get 15 minutes of fame on my YouTube video. Whatever it is. Slasher XXXX. Congratulations, you're on one of FurryMurry7's videos. He can't hear me. But, my heavy soul arrows on this guy. Alright. I'll bow to it. Because that's kind of like the proper thing to do. Okay, so... you'll notice that I have kind of like a white aura around me. That indicates that I'm a phantom. And when you are a phantom of another person, basically your job is to keep him alive. And, whoops. Oh, looks like he went out with that. Okay. Well, I suppose I should have been looking in more closely. You should try to follow the person that you have been, follow the person that summoned you. And I thought I wasn't paying attention. Oh, dang it. Do this. I don't know who summoned. He summoned somebody. Probably some Knight Slayer or something. He didn't even for a Slayer to be summoned. We'll wait for him. Okay. Okay. That usually doesn't happen. Okay, now we're going to defeat this guy. Your job is just to defeat the area's boss. So after you defeat the boss, you will automatically disappear. You will experience. Now, if you look on the right-hand corner, I've gained experience, and I got, I got 5,000 experience just for that. 5,000. If you have no experience, you can just do that 4 times, and you will have enough to buy the ring. So that's another way you can experience. I really don't know if that's faster or slower than the bridge dragon method. I don't know if it's faster or slower, but it's just another thing. It's really a fun to play with other people than to play by yourself all the time. You can actually summon other people yourself to help you fight the boss. All you have to do is be in human form, and then walk around and find one of those summon signs on the ground. You may have actually summoned someone before, so if you know how it works, then just remember, always try to be nice and courteous to people, and try to help them out as much as you can. Remember that if you actually summon someone else, they cannot use Estus Flask. But whenever you use an Estus Flask, all of your that you will heal as well. So you are that means you are the healer. You have to be watching their health bar and keep them from dying. When you start seeing their health getting kind of drink an Estus Flask. So I am going to leave you with that. So basically, when my next video starts, the Bellowing Dragoncrest Ring, I'm going to have, I'm going to have Percy, Great Heavy Soul Arrow, the Great Soul Arrow, and what I will be expecting out of you as well. A little homework. I could put myself down here grinding, trying to get experience points, but so, thank you very much for watching. Make sure you watch my next video. I'll try my next video within 3 or 4 days. I've been kind of busy with other trying to do stuff as well. But thank you for watching, and make sure that you please like and subscribe. This video is part of TGN's Way movement, a career path in video. For more info, check out my channel, or go to tgn.tv.